Hey Matt, 143. It's Mike. I was just wanting to tell you guys or talk to you guys today about um, making a house payment. At any rate, we're going to go over the house payment formula and talk about how that is done. We're going to talk about what would be the payment, what's your monthly payment on a $150,000 house if you're going to pay it off, the loan off in 30 years, and you have monthly payments, okay? So that's what's given. That's the problem. What would the payments be on a 7% loan on a $150,000 house for 30 years? Okay, so here we go. You should be familiar with this page, and this is the steps page, and we've talked about this before. But first, write down what you're given, and of course, you're given $150,000 for 30 years at 7%. The second thing, show your formulas. Okay, well, there it is. There's my formula. It's that big old thing there. Okay, it's always a good idea to write down what each thing means. Okay, PMT for payment, P for basically your principal amount, annual percent rate, number of compounds per year, and then the number of years you're taking out the loan. Okay, so here I've shown my general formula, and I've written down any notes that I might need. Now I can come back and write down what's given. Okay, which is what I have here. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's what's given. What is the payment? Well, once you've written down what you're given, then you just take the formula that you want and you substitute into it, right? Your principal was $150,000. Your annual percentage rate is 0.07, and then the number of compounds is 12, right? All this stuff on the bottom is pretty straightforward. Be careful. This is a negative button, and these parentheses here are very important. Okay, that negative and that parentheses there is very important. If you don't put them in correctly, and oh yeah, I recommend having this closed parentheses as well. But if you do all this, I think you'll come up with a number of $997, almost $1,000 a month. Now, if you multiply that almost $1,000 a month, you'll come up with a total paid. Okay, now the total paid would be you're paying $1,000 a month, and you're doing that for 30 years, right? So 360, because you will have made 360 payments. Now it's kind of important, I think, also to realize n times y, 12 times in this case 30, 360. That's the number of payments you're making, right? Well, if you do all that, then you'll notice that the total amount you paid was actually $359,000, $262,000. Wow, that's a lot more. I thought that house was $150,000. It actually turns into $350,000. So, of course, the obvious thing would be, oh, I should just pay cash, right? Oh, there's a problem with paying cash too, isn't there? I don't happen to have $150,000 laying around. Well, let's take a look at the exact same loan at 7%, 12 years, but this time 12 monthly payments, I'm sorry, but this time I'm going to do 20 years instead. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Now here I've got my formula, and I wrote it down again. Oh, well, that was kind of magical writing it down again, but I do suggest you write it down every time. Write it down fresh. Okay, And then you show your substitution. Everything is the same except, oh, look up here. That was 12 times 20 because it's not, it's 20 years, not 360. I mean, not 30. At any rate, this makes a total of 240 payments. And you'll notice that the total your payment here is $1,162.95. You multiply this times this time you only made 240 payments. You had to pay more, right? But you only did it for 20 years. And here you see that you only paid $280,000. Now you might be thinking, only $280,000 for a $150,000 house, and I would be with you. That is an awful lot of money, isn't it, for a $150,000 house? But the reality is nobody has that kind of money laying around. You're probably going to have to take out a loan. Well, if you take out a loan, did you see that my interest payment, or the amount of money that I'm paying each month, in the 30-year scenario, I'm paying $1,000, and in the 20-year scenario, I'm paying $1,200. $200 extra a month, and it cut 10 years off the length of that loan, didn't it? That's an important life lesson. I hope you guys are paying attention. At any rate, good luck. Bye.